It's happening. It's happening. And not only is it happening, it's happening now. Okay. All right. So, today, this morning, my boyfriend sends me a photo. And it is of, guess what? The new lockers they're putting on the mummy. Oh my goodness. I wanted to cry. Genuinely. Like, then and there. Like, I was in my car and I was like going to burst. Burst. So basically, there's been a trend that's been going on in theme park community, and I think specifically with Universal and Disneyland. Well, not Disneyland, Universal and Disney, in which I feel like, when you set up a business, there's a certain kind of spark that you have at first, and then things get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you have to make sure they don't get out of hand. So I feel like with Disney and Universal, they have kind of shifted their focus to try and, monetize a lot of these guest experiences that weren't before. Like, similarly, like with Disney, they have their Lightning Lane Multipass, it's called now. I'm not exactly sure about how the time limits on these new lockers work because they're not done yet. And I haven't been in a minute, so I don't know how the Harry Potter ones are because they put them there too. They put them there first. They got rid of part of the line, and now there is a new locker system. Now, my issue with this locker system, because I have a big issue with this locker system, is that the new lockers are maybe half the size of the old lockers. And to get a bigger locker, you have to pay for it. What? No, this is a system that's already in place in Orlando. I'm talking about Universal Studios Hollywood. And this was something that surprised me when I went because I went and they had tiny lockers. I normally, in general, tend to bring either a very small bag that I can bring with me on the rides or a mini backpack that I can store comfortably in a locker. I had a mini backpack. I ended up having to pay because it did not fit in the free lockers. Which, was like, okay, fine. It was I think like $5 for an hour or something. So it was just like this line's 30 minutes. Okay. And I think, when you make an attraction that you can't bring your stuff on, that feels to me pretty unfair. Like, I understand theme parks in general a lot of money, and lately they're all kind of trying to find different ways to make more money and everything, but like, you built the ride, and I get the ride experience is a big reason of why you built it like that. But like, you built the ride. If you don't want me to bring stuff on to a theme park, get me a locker, please. Like, I feel like it's not a crazy ask to have still keep the free lockers. I feel like monetizing on the lockers because you created an inconvenience is kind of like, what? What are you doing? And I get it. I get it. Like I said before, things have kind of shifted more towards monetizing things than consumer experience, I guess you could say. Um, but I feel like as a long time theme park person, I don't know. I've experienced theme parks my entire life through different ages, and even like when I was younger. I think specifically when I was younger. There's always there's a gap. There's like different stages in a child's life. But there are, gaps where kids go through certain phases and where they can get on certain rides or can't get on certain rides. And there are moments where, a kid might be tall enough to get on the bigger rides that require you to put things away and store them away in a locker. but their mom has to bring like still like either like some sort of wagon or stroller, or if not that, like a backpack with a change of clothes or like things that the child may need, extra sweaters or blankets, or sometimes a lot of people have dietary restrictions. And I feel like it's sucky to monetize on things like that. Like I feel like charging for lockers may also be a way, which they didn't say this. It's just my brain, to deter people from bringing in bigger bags, which means, not bringing snacks or leaving things at home that, you could buy at the park instead. But I feel like, as we progress in this monetization of things that I believe should be free, or that once were free and now are like more like premium options, the theme park experience starts losing customers in a way, because it becomes less accessible to families, especially like theme park tickets keep going up. It's a thing. Um which is already adding like, extra costs, like even differences in a year. Last year Disney ticket prices were different for a day, now they're more expensive. What is happening? I understand the world also gets expensive and things right now economically aren't the best. But I feel like if something like Universal or Disney, who like possibly has the money to allow these things to be free, or has the capabilities to do it, like they should do it. I think, you know, going to a theme park is definitely kind of like a premium experience already in how much it costs, in what it is. And adding these extra costs just make it worse. Just make it worse. And they're annoying, frankly. Like, I don't know. I feel like because I'm so used to the old system, it almost feels like I'm being cheated. And I don't like feeling that way. I don't think anyone does. Um there's just like so many reasons I can think of to keep these lockers for free. And they do have free lockers. I'm not saying these are paid for. I just mean like the bigger options for the lockers, because those you have to pay for. So you can't like leave your stuff out in the middle of nowhere. If you're gonna make a ride, like a good example, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. I don't know what the minimum height requirement for that, but a lot of kids on there. There are a lot of kids. And they're probably in that gap, in that period where, parents still have to take care of them and they need this extra sweater, the extra clothes, the extra shirt, because, they're going to get dirty. Or like over summers when you take kids to Super Silly Funland and they need a change of clothes because they're not going to leave the park dripping wet, or things like that. Like, where's this stuff going to go? It sucks. You're like punishing families for being families and having needs not cost money. That's my little 2 cents on it. Please let me know in the comments what your beliefs are and why maybe this is good for the company and what good it could bring. I personally don't know. I mean, I know they'll get more money, but if there's any like logical reason, I don't see one. I was so mad when I found out. And then now there's two rides that have the system in place. Two rides that before had a free option. What is going on? What is going on? Anyway, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And to leave it on a more positive note, because I feel like this has been very like angry. Theme parks are great. I love how much fun they are. Please stop making me pay more for stuff. Please. It's a locker.